Albrecht, were you about to suggest something?
Nothing that pertains to our current predicament. I was considering whether or not I should risk going into town to buy a bow, or if we should ask. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. If he can have somebody fetch it for him and we pay him.
Well,
cost.
we already went to the other side of the river. We're here for the moment. So now would be the time for you to go do that.
All right.
Assuming you got the cash.
I do.
Okay. Where's everybody else? Durak, where are you?
With everybody else, I imagine.
And where's everybody else? They're just sort of milling about the docks here? Anyone?
Guess that'll be Durak, Typhane, Dor, and Harville.
They can go into the cross pikes if you want them out of sight. Yes? Or are they out doing something specific or just walking around?
I don't know yet.
You know, actually, I'm gonna go get paid.
Okay.
Durak.
All right.
Anyone going
no.
with him? You want to send the lady to Fane? She is noble.
Well, no, then she's just going to be either cut down or dragged away while yelling about how she needs satisfaction.
Okay.
Durak, going there is a death sentence. We need to have a more favorable situation.
Also,
And
bear in
second right
mind
to
it
their
might.
den.
Also, bear in mind it might not be a public fight. They might just decide to drag you away in chains until the ritual happens. Well, hell, they might sacrifice you. I don't know.
So you still want to go?
Yes.
Okay. You're going by yourself. You walk in. You go up to the surly town clerk. Yes, what can I do for you? Oh, you. That's right. Your allegations are being looked into. And okay. All right. But someone wants to talk to you. Follow me. And he starts leading you down a wood-paneled corridor. And at the far end is a stout oak door. And there's a nameplate, and you can read or not.
No.
No, so you don't know what the nameplate says. The clerk knocks on the door, waves you through. What do you do?
I enter the room.
As you enter into the room, all the curtains are drawn, leaving the office in semi-darkness. Behind a large mahogany desk sits a very large man, and he's wearing a rose pendant over furs. He's also got a big poofy hat. And it takes you a little bit, even with the night vision, to adjust to the gloom. And in a pleasant and charming voice, he says, "Good day. Please come in. Close the door behind you. My apologies for the darkness, but I have such a terrible headache today." And he motions you. He stands up and he motions you to a chair in front of his desk. To his side, one side, you see a smaller man, probably mid-50s, counselor of some type. And to his left, you see a very big man, male, a flail at his side. He is bald except for a tuft of hair that comes out at the top. In your adventures, you've run across Ungles before. This guy's an Ungle.
Sorry, say that word one more time for me again.
Ungol, Ungol. They're
Okay.
basically Mongolians.
Got you.
Oh yeah, they're one of the Kislev tribes, right?
Yeah, they got taken over by another group of Mongols that came across called the Godspodars. Gospodars. And
Gospodars, though, those were more like Cossacks, I think.
Nah, they're all kind of Mongolish. They've interbred over the millennia in Kislev now, so they all kind of look alike.
Yeah.
But
And of course, ogres are also a little Mongolish, though
Yeah.
mostly just in the way that they the facial.
as you sit down, he reaches for a goblet of dark reddish liquid with a white pasty hand. Takes a drink. And he says, "Aye, yes. There we go. Stop that. Okay." And he goes, "Yes. Sorry about sending you to the sewers and all that false alarm. You really have nothing to worry about anymore. The matter's been taken care of. I understand you're seeking your payment. I can see that you get full payment for this. But you'll need to leave the city."
When?
Now. And you can see the Mongol, the uncle, is smiling down at you. And you can see he's spoiling for a fight.
I feel like my gaze is just like one of, I mean, only one eye, obviously, so my gaze is quite confusing to read at some points, but one of confusion and, I don't know, a little bit of frustration. No, I mean, when do we get,
You
when do we
notice-
get paid?
When he smiles and when he drinks, he's got his canine teeth are a little bit longer than normal.
No, I'm already biting off what you're throwing at me. He's a vampire and he's drinking blood, and this is very weird. At the same time, it's not what I came for.
What, you're not gonna go and throw down with a vampire?
I don't know that he's a vampire. He's rich. Rich people are weird.
This is true.
And he says, "I can pay you right now, but you must leave. Leave the city at once.
There is
No
a...
good will come from you staying here."
There would be an additional fee then for having to migrate.
Of what?
10 gold crowns. Immediate.
I can make it 30 total.
That would be a hard sell. There are multiple members of our party.
You were supposed to be paid 20 for this total.
Yes, but there were... that was not to leave the city. You are asking for more than the job that was proffered to us.
Says I'll make it 40. But you must give me your word as the dwarf.
Ooh, the oath angle.
No, you mean the elf angle? He said dwarf.
And you hear your word as a dwarf, but yeah.
No, he said elf. Never mind.
I know. And you hear the other guy saying, "Why are we treating with this thing?" That's the counselor. And for a moment, make an intuition.
Straight up intuition?
Straight up intuition. For a moment, you spot fear in the eyes of the guy across from you, the big guy.
50 gold crowns, and I give you my word that I will leave the city.
That you will leave the city? No, your group must go too.
I will impose upon them that it is an imperative that we leave the city, and I will pay them the money due that they will do as such, but I only give my word that I will leave the city.
Immediately.
Upon payment and upon recollection of my traveling companions.
Okay. Corba, escort him out. Make sure he follows through on his word. And the other one says, this is a mistake. Why are you doing that? And for a moment, there's even a little more counselors on.
A little what?
More fear. But he holds a hand up to him. He said, and just gives him a stare. He says, so, be good lads. Leave the city at once. Don't come back. And the scribe who came out, yes. And he says, get these gentlemen 50 gold crowns. Okay, yes, sir. And he goes trottling off, coming back with a sack with 50 gold crowns. Gives it to you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna head off back towards where I think the party is.
Now, at this point, this guy is walking with you. As he's walking with you, he says, don't like dwarves. Hate them, actually. Greedy things they are where I come. Don't you agree, Slayer?
I don't particularly care for your opinions. I did not ask for them.
Losing that eyes and improve. Perhaps you could be a step stool today.
I think I'm gonna stop walking for a moment, and I'm gonna turn and look. Are you trying to make a fight? Is this what is this your goal?
Not yet, dwarf. Maybe a little later. Right now, I gotta see if you're leave. But if we,
I'm going to drop the bag of gold on the ground. Put my hands on both of my axes, and say, I am an impatient man. There is no later. Either you want to die now, or you want to die later. Is this going to happen, or is this not going to happen?
It says this is not gonna happen. Not now. Let's keep going. Pick up your gold before someone steals it.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm just a fool. I did not know that your type was all yellow. Was that from the piss stains, or was that from your mother's ass?
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Let's see react to that. You see him start getting physically angry. And let's see. You want to say anything else?
I mean, he's getting angry, but I'm waiting to see if he does anything. Come on, big man. First hit, yours. Take it. I know you need it.
You see him go to his military flail at his side. Both hands. And he calms down. Go ahead and walk off. But do honor your word. And he turns and walks away.
Yes, what I thought. You're kind. All talk, no action.
And he stops for a moment as he's walking away. And then keeps walking.
Yes, what's that? Had second thoughts? Go ahead, go cry under your mom's kilt, whatever the fuck.
Okay, so you have money. What do you do?
I go back to wherever I think the party is.
We'll put the party somewhere around here. I guess they're just milling about the docks at the moment. They're tracking down the river entrances.
At which
Yeah,
point,
that was the last thing we were doing.
I will arrive with a giant bag of gold crowns. Well, not a giant bag. It's only 50 gold crowns. I don't know how big a gold crown is, but
It's considering gold, it is a substantial quantity of dosh.
well, yeah, but I mean the physical size of a coin. I don't know what the physical size of a coin is to say how descriptively large a bag would be.
They're called Carls, after Karl Franz. That's the other term for them. They all have a
I
picture
kind of
of Karl
imagine them as
Franz
big
on
as like
them.
a quarter.
Yes, how goes the water in
Yeah,
Europe?
they're a little bigger than quarter sized. And that's actually an issue in this world because if you don't have standard minting policies, then the currency rate
Yes,
is crazy.
the vending machines, they cannot take these.
Yes, exactly. So no coke for you. Okay. So what do you do?
Who do I encounter first?
You encounter all of them. They're all together.
Right, but someone physically has to be closer to me than the others. Otherwise, this is a very weird position that we've decided to stand in.
Alright, let's say Garrett then.
Yeah.
No, they're
Garrett's
standing.
like walking back to the group, looking over his shoulder, then comes back and sees you and some strange man.
No, the other guy left.
Oh, he
He
did.
left.
You there, dirty one. Take this bag.
Kind of take it and look at it and feel the heft, hear the jingle, and go, hold up. You actually win.
Yes, you've been instructed to leave the city. Now.
I've never been good at taking orders.
Yes, well, I am leaving now. I am starting to walk away. I guess towards the nearest exit of the city. I've given my word, and I am going to leave the city.
Are you really?
Entire contents of the bag are yours. I negotiated for exactly 10 gold for each of you. I do not need any of this.
Garrett sort of boggles for half a second, like this much money, and you're giving it away, and then you're leaving, and what?
I gave my word. My word is my bond. It is who I am. It is what you know who I am.
Oh, let me guess. You're going to go out the city and come back in and say you left the city?
I mean,
That's actually pretty smart.
you gotta negotiate.
Yeah,
I gotta.
but Garrett doesn't know like this or assume even that. It's just like, but Durok, the biggest fight of your life is going to happen in about 3 days. Here.
Yeah, so that seems like plenty of time.
At that point, Garrett probably realizes he probably means to come back then and goes, well, hey, Tidefane, let's find a boat.
At least give him one for getting out of the gates.
Oh yeah, I'll hand some back, just in case they harass.
No, I'm at some sort of distance away. I've already been walking. I assumed this was a conversation we were having at distance. And as he explained, he negotiated for enough for 5 of you to hit 10 gold pieces. Split whatever you want, but he's taking nothing.
Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with hardball, but not counting Durok, I think.
No, you have 5 people without hardball. I didn't
Yeah.
consider hardball.
Yeah, you
Damn.
have how many? Yeah.
You have Dor, Garrett, Ivo, Tefane, and Albrecht.
Oh, and then Hardball, yeah. So 6. So it's you'll have a couple gold crowns left over if you split it evenly. Okay, just a second.
Now, if we included Harball and Durak, it would be about 7 crowns apiece.
But Durak specifically said, no, I'm not taking it.
Fair.
Yep.
Well, if we leave some as a if we gave it to one of them as a discretionary fund for the expenses that you will inevitably accrue, 7 crowns and change.
8.3 for 6 of you.
Yeah, so 2 left over.
Now, I'm perfectly fine with you guys to keep paying my way and me not having any actual cash.
Well, yeah, I figured that. I just meant, we'll make sure to put some aside because we know that we'll have to do that.
So that's 8 gold crowns each.
Right. And I'll go ahead and hold on to the 2 discretionary for now. Speaking of, though, I might have someone go and grab me a hand weapon real quick for 1 crown. And I'm going to go and investigate the boats you were talking about earlier, Vic. The sort of like flat raft boats, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I am interested in getting one, and now I have the cash to do that.
Okay,
So-
Direct, did you communicate he's expecting the whole group to leave?
I communicated the fact that you're. Yeah, and I said that. I said you're expected to leave, and then I said I am leaving because I,
Right.
swore it on my honor.
And
So-
then Garrett just like outright said, "Well, definitely not doing that." But
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna hand a gold off to Lady Typhane, and she and Dor can go and get a hand weapon, which I'll probably need for the coming days. And
Okay.
I will go look for the boats.
What boats?
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna go ask around who has one. Can I get one?
What kind of boat? Like a flat bottom boat that can go under these little river entrances?
Yep, exactly. Also, it'll mean we can
Okay.
cross the river without paying the ferry all the time.
All right. Okay. So you want to try to buy one? Oh, okay.
I think so. I'm not actually sure how much that would be, so I'm just hoping to leverage some of our newfound wealth.
Mm-hmm. They actually don't have vehicles in 4E yet, which is surprising.
There is an
Oh.
animal and vehicle section. A rowboat would
wait.
be 6 gold.
Where is horses, animals, vehicles? There we go.
306.
Okay. I was gonna say, because you got a friggin' River Warden
Yeah.
class. There's gotta be stuff for the River Warden to be in.
Oh yeah. There's rowboats and there's flat bottom. Both run for about 5-6 gold crowns. And you need to make a roll though. So percentile roll. They're scarce, so you need to roll low. This isn't
There's
a
6,
test.
6.
Yeah, this isn't something you can re-roll. It's not a test. It's just straight roll based on
Yeah,
whether
so no
it's
one's.
common. It's common, scarce, rare. Now you are in a city, so there is one.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As one would hope.
So I guess it's up to me to try to haggle that down then.
Go ahead.
Let's do it. I got 48%.
You.
I think that calls for a reroll on.
You
a
want to
highly
re-roll that?
On a
Like,
highly expensive object, sure.
I don't like you. 7 gold crowns. Oh well. On second thought,
But surely my smile is charming.
he'll knock it down to 5.
No, he
Alright.
just started with the 7 as a highball offer. He's haggling.
So 4, and haggle him down to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I now have a flat bottom rowboat.
With a pole.
With a pole.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Maybe you
I
could.
will definitely be trying to sell this back later, but it's good for now.
Nah, if we have any romances in the party at any point, you can go take them on like friggin' Venetian.
I could start charging. I could change careers right now after just popping into my spy career.
Okay. So you have a boat.
Yep. And I'm hoping by the time I get that, Typhane can come back with a hand weapon.
Typhane is now back, and you have a sword. Or whatever you want to call it. Mace, sword.
Let's call it a sword. Swords are fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go ahead and put that in real quick.
Damage it does is 4. It has no qualities. Bring over your melee basic skill onto where it says WS under.
Sword hand.
Okay, Durak, you're walking where? Out this way, down Bergstraf's?
Oh, what's the closest distance?
This one. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
So
you said
make-
this one. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I see what you're saying.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have no money, right?
No money.
Okay. You can't even get through the gate. They have a gate tax.
They have a gate tax to leave the city?
Yeah.
Who did I talk to again? What was the office?
However, actually, you could go out this way. They've waived the gate tax for the Schaffenfest goers. So if you really want to just leave, this is probably the cheapest.
Oh, okay, I would assume I've just told them
You head right
who I
out.
saw in the city, because that person would obviously want me to leave.
Uh-huh. The rest of you make percentiles. Let's get Evo and Alberec all together. Everyone together.
Oh,
Evo.
Hopefully, highs are good.
before I rolled that, I was planning on buying a few things. I'll just put up the list and you can tell me whether or not.
Yeah, just what is it? Bow and arrow, both are common. Shield is common. A tent, I think, is common. All those you can find automatically.
Thank you.
Let's see, a tent. The tent's the only thing I'm not. No, that's scarce. You got to make a roll for the tent. Everything else is quite common. Bow, common, yeah. No
So a gossip roll for the tent?
No, just a die 100. And I should have made available to you. Did I? No, yes, I did. Here we go. D100, just straight roll. It should be visible to you, a macro. And you can put it in your bar and quickly roll. And so, no. Tent, yes.
Yeah, the one, and that's the second one is the roll you just requested.
Oh, well, you rolled the first one. That's fine for the tent. Everything else is automatic.
Okay.
So just pay the money. You're good. All right, guys. So, Durak, you've left town. Where are you going?
I mean, I'm probably gonna have a conversation with whoever's working the gates for a while.
The what?
I said I'm probably gonna have a conversation with whoever's working the gates for a little while.
Oh, you're going to have a conversation right there. Okay.
Yeah, well, I
You're gonna
need
make small talk.
I need proof that I left. So it means I need somebody to remember me, which is something I already want anyway.
And they're a little scared talking to a slayer, but dwarves are highly regarded in the Empire in general. So once you start swapping war stories, they're engrossed and more than happy to have a conversation with you, even though they're quite busy ushering people in and out through the gate. Okay, so Durak, you're there. We've got Alberec up buying stuff. We've got who else? Evo and Garrett. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we got the boats, so we just need to get together a plan.
Actually, if I may have a moment, I'm actually going to go and buy a couple things.
Okay, go buy stuff. So move your token up with Alberic. That's fine. I want all of you to make a perception roll, and you want really low. No modifier on the roll, but you want really low. None of you have 6th sense, right? Nobody does.
Correct.
Garrett.
I think even the wizard doesn't have 6th sense, did he?
No, and Garrett, you feel, and I'm going to roll for door. And I will also roll for lady. You're feeling that you're being watched. You're getting a sense, but you can't tell where it is coming from. What the heck? Okay, close that down. Reopen. So, door's going to make a roll here. There we go. Nope, doesn't notice anything. Lady Tefane. Go ahead and roll for her. Yeah, she's getting the sense also.
I definitely don't like being watched, so I'm not gonna make any plans in public yet. But I'm going to stay by the boat and prep it, and we could probably wait for everyone and go back across the river until nightfall. That's Garrett's current plan. He just has to wait for everyone to finish their business.
Right. Reminder. For pricing, was it shillings and pence? Shillings then pence, or pence then shillings?
It's shillings then pence.
All right.
Durak, as you're waiting at the gate, you see Dr. Malthuius. Do you remember that from last week?
I'm trying real hard, and no, I do not.
The circus show. He was the owner of the circus show. He's the guy who asked you to go find the goblin in the sewers. In
Right.
The first place.
Okay.
Right. He's walking out through Nullnerweg right now, going, looks like, back to his tent and his coach. And he stops and recognizes you because you're so easily recognized. You. I heard that the goblin was found in a warehouse, one of Steinhager's warehouses.
Yes, I've heard that too.
Funny thing, they're not giving me back the bones.
Well, because they probably don't have them. They refuse to take them from us.
What? You have them?
Well, some of them. Although we did not find them in a warehouse.
So he immediately takes you away from the guards and gets away from the crowds. So he moves you actually out of most of the crowds over to here at the entrance to Moore's Way up to the graveyards, which is all hedgerow right and left. And he says, "What's this? You found the goblin?"
Yes, it was part of it was around a summoning circle. It was filled with a demon. Some ways beneath the sewers, and we fought, we killed. It was a thing we did.
Demon?
Yes,
my.
rather large. You know, I'm probably making like arm motions, like it was like this, but it's bigger.
Okay. I want you. He's gonna make an intuition. Demon? Nonsense. There are no demons here. Again, same response that everyone else has given. But go ahead, and I'm going to give you a plus 40 on this. Make a charm.
Yes, with my natural negative 11.
Yeah, I know. But he's trying to gauge whether you're telling the truth or not. But dwarves are known, and you made it, not to lie.
Well, I mean, technically, I guess I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. And everybody knows dwarves don't lie for the most part.
Yes, we're much like elephants. We've got very long. Hey, what'd you say?
And Malthuius looks down at you. He says, "So you found the goblin. He was killed by a demon. And that's why they've refused my request for the bones. I wanted to stuff the thing. It would make a good exhibit."
Do you want to stuff the bones?
Well, I would have the, you know, I'd have
No, I do not know. Taxidermy is a foreign language to me.
Yes, I would have him made. I'd have used the bones to have him remake the demon for me as an the goblin for me as an exhibit. But you're telling me that he was killed underneath. This is most unusual.
Oh, no, not really. The goblins, you see, they love the dark and the wet, humid places, so not unusual to find a dwarf, or I'm sorry, well, I guess both really. But a goblin killed underground, it's, in fact, mostly the natural habitat, I'd imagine.
I make my living keeping peace with all these local cities that I travel to. I cannot get directly involved. But demons, my goblin is dead. If you need any assistance at all, just come and ask.
Assistance in what?
Whatever you need.
I
This
do
is
not
most
need your
troublesome.
assistance. And in fact, an insult to me that you would think that I need help.
I'm sorry, dwarf. I'm sorry. And he backs up a little bit. I meant no insult. I just meant I will help in whatever way I can.
Yes, of course. I understand this is a confusion between you and I gladly take your apology.
He bows low.
As well as your ability to pay my way back into the city. This would be your apology to me.
Most certainly. But he says, have you checked the Temple of Verena? Demons, this moon? They might have something.
In common, yes. One assumes, a demon doesn't show up, but neither does a summoning circle, am I right? Those things don't make themselves. I mean, if they did, this world is crazy.
I mean, it is.
Oh, hey, where did you come from, Ivo?
No, I'm just whispering that from right off backstage.
You hear a voice on the wind.
Ivo, where are you?
So he bows low and he leaves and turns and goes back into the Schaffenfest, back to his circus down here.
Wait, you're supposed to pay the gate fee.
It's free, dwarf. At this gate.
Stop calling me dwarf, you know my name.
Dirk, Master Dirk, I am so sorry. And I'm picking up your accent listening to you talk like that, so sorry if I do. Anyway.
That's right, in a week I'll have forgotten which accent I was using. I'll use a different one.
Yeah, I know.
Been the problem so far. I'm really trying to... If you hear me pause between I say something, it's me saying the thing that I use to trigger my accent, and it changes every time.
Yeah, well, actually, that's one of the hardest things when you have a bunch of NPCs talking at the same, and the GM's trying to convey a bunch of different NPCs, is trying to maintain all the different accents and remember which is which. Yeah, that's tough. Anyway, okay, he leaves. He goes down back into the Schaffenfest, leaving you outside. You're standing there at the entrance to Moore's Way.
Drat, I was going to mention that the mayor is probably a vampire. Oh well. He'll find out.
Alberic and Evo, you have bought your stuff.
Correct.
And what do you guys want to do?
All right, I forgot to do that earlier. Still wasn't completely healed from that original prize fight, but now I am pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah.
So, what do you guys want to do? And what are you doing now, Durak? You've been out of the town.
Yeah, and I've talked to people that can confirm that I've left, and I had a way to pay my way back into the city, which is free, so I've bought my free way back into the city. So now I'm walking back into the city, yes. I've fulfilled my honorable contract.
I'm going to be a lot more clear next time. Go ahead. Put yourself in with everybody else.
So yeah, I'm gonna just reconvene with the others, so we can figure out our little sneaking mission.
And
oh no, Ivo and me have combined tokens. Now we're Divok.
All right. So for now, since we have a boat, we can cross the river for free.
Hey.
And perhaps leave the sight of whoever might be watching me because I feel paranoid now.
Durak, do you tell him about your conversation with Malthuias?
Well, first, arguably, we could have talked to the captain of the Belli and, gone back and forth for free on his dime, but who's saying?
I think he's a little bit busy unloading and dealing with this festival.
Oh, I was gonna say the artisan, but okay.
Oh, most of that was already fixed before we got into Bergenhafen, but yeah.
I'm sorry, what was I gonna tell them? That you wanted me to... I'm sorry, you asked me if I was gonna tell them something, and I've already forgotten what you asked me if I was gonna tell them about.
We have made the Beastmaster, a co-conspirator.
The Temple of Verena.
That too.
Yes, the ringmaster of the circus said something about a temple of Verena, who's, I think it's something in this town.
Oh yes, wasn't it just back up that street?
Yes,
What did
down
he
the
say about it?
Hoppenstrasse. He
Right
said that it was very important and that maybe we should check it out if we had the time. I don't
Right.
remember why.
What a convincing argument, Sergio.
Yeah.
Truly as brilliant as you've always been. The star in the night sky that leads us onward. Truly.
I do remember it has something to do with the moon. Possibly. Or demons, I can't remember.
Jog my memory. I think Verena was like the temple of knowledge and such, wasn't it?
Yes.
Correct.
Goddess of wisdom. They're also
Clearly, it's just
basically
Durak having.
the library.
I
basically.
blame the blow to the head. It really has messed with me up a bit.
You
Little
know
bit.
what? As long as we're on this side of the river, why not? We have time to kill until later anyway.
It's early afternoon at this point.
Oh, also, the town man may be a vampire. I'm just thinking that out loud.
Just thinking that out loud, huh?
Yes, I mean, I've seen things. He drinks blood, I think, or wine. Dark red. Variety. It's a thing. It's a spice of life. Also, he lives in the dark, has white fangs. I don't know. Could be a vampire. Could also just be a strange rich guy. Who knows?
Garrett just like rubs his head and it's like, I'm going insane, aren't I?
Welcome to
Oh, if
Warhammer.
you're going insane, we're all going with you. Don't worry, we're a team.
Alright, so Garrett will check out the temple. He will take anyone who wants to come with. Presumably the dwarf who might know like a name of someone to talk to or why we're here.
Sure, I'll certainly be there. And I'll certainly not know either of these things.
Hey, we should bring the wood elf in while we're at it.
Why don't you all four go? Yeah, that's fine. And so the four of you go to the Temple of Verena and you walk in. And you can see that the temple has the goddess of wisdom with the whole balance thing going on. So that's the typical symbol. And balancing justice and law and chaos and all that stuff. But also surrounding the main temple area are bookshelves, 2 levels of them, filled with books. It's a pretty.
Only I could read.
It would be very tantalizing if any of us could read or
That's-
None
wanted
of
to.
you can read.
I could read at the end of this adventure.
That's a
just
very
like that.
interesting book. Are you going to eat it?
Dor will go with you. He can read.
Fair enough.
I mean, Devane could read too, couldn't she?
Pardon me?
I thought Lady Devane could also read.
Yes.
Lady Tefane can read. Yes.
Yes.
She'll go with you too. And so you guys go in and you see a woman come forward. She's 45. She's wearing robes of Verena. And she says, yes, how may I help you?
Am I to understand, someone here knows, the Ringmaster Malthius out in the festival very well?
No, I've seen his show. I think he treats those creatures rather poorly, but no.
Well, that's been a good talk. I think we should probably be moving along now.
Garrett will just cross his arms and stare at the dwarf and go, no running away from the awkward conversation. This
What
is
did
not
you
a
say
good
to
thing
me?
have with us.
What did you say to me, tiny man?
No running away from awkward
Do you
conversation.
think of that of me? You look at me and you think I would run away? You there!
Called leaving the
Hand
temple.
this man a dagger. We are going at it now.
Fine, I concede. Go ahead and continue to leave then, if you wish. Starting your awkward conversations. Well,
What do you wish to know about? She is the goddess of wisdom.
Well, we've been through a few problems of ours lately. I think,
I've lived here my whole life, so very knowledgeable about Bogenhofen, its inhabitants. I've been reading up on this moon. Ooh, found something so interesting. And she starts walking off, and she goes
Yes.
something about the
to
moon, you say?
yes. And she says, yes, I found this passage. I was researching the moon, and when the moon doth grow and grin unnaturally in the sky, a time of change and flux shall ensue. The great mutator shall then take his pleasure, and mortals will feed his hunger. Do you think that could be this?
It definitely sounds ominous enough, doesn't it? I think I've heard something related recently. You wouldn't happen to know of something, having to deal with the numbers 7 and 9, and maybe all this moon madness?
Where did you hear it from?
Oh, I suppose just out on the street. He says, like, trying to forget that it was from a crazy person. Crazy
Uh,
person is technically right 2 out of 3 so far. So.
um, I'm afraid not. I haven't heard or run across a passage like that. That
Where did you
sounds.
find the saying about the moon? What book was that in?
That does say something. Was it Ulthur the Mad who said that? Oh,
Gyarados. Is that what the man out there is called?
long, stringy hair, tall,
Sounds
crazy
about
looking
right.
guy. Yes. Ah, Ulthur the Unstable is what others call him. He was close friend of the brother of Johannes Tugen. His name was Carl, and he died about 2 years ago, shortly after his brother came back. Then his brother took over the family business. Ulthar was never the same. He went crazy, lost it.
What a shame, truly. But whatever the man's on about today or recently, I feel he's been right 2 out of 3 times. Plus, he called me out, so I have a grudge to settle to prove him right now.
Okay.
I don't like being called out like that. What what could those numbers represent? Don't some of the chaos gods get represented by numbers?
7 and 9. Um, the Ordo Septenarius has 7 members in its High Council.
Uh, hmm. I don't believe anyone's actually talked about the High Council in any of our discussions about the Ordo.
Yes,
Nobody
I'm actually
knows.
not very familiar with their organization. What is
No,
that like?
no one is. I happen to know because I've been here so long that they have a High Council in charge of the Ordo. I do not know who makes it up. I know they have a number of other members that help them feed the poor and whatnot. And uh, they have the support of the merchant families in the town. But I do know the number is 7 of the Ordo Septenarius.
Hmm, quite the coincidence. Hmm. Gotta think about how to word the next questions to get where I want to go. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Everybody,
oh,
who actually can read write? That would be
that would
Door.
be Dor that we brought
Okay.
along in Typhane.
That would also be Harball. Okay, so
Oh, good to know.
that is going to be straight percents. So 1, 2, 3. Lady Tephane's off looking through various books. as you are framing your next question. Go for it.
Have you perhaps noticed anything very strange about the Ordo Septenarius? Since you've been
No,
here for so long.
no, I know that they take donations. They feed the sick and the poor. Their organization is quite secretive. And that's, I'm afraid, very little more I know about that.
Are you very close with the people of the Adel Ring? Do you see
I
them
know
often?
of them. Yes, Karl Tugen, Franz Steinhager, Rugbroda.
The Richters, etc., etc.
Yes, yes. Um, yes, I know them. Really a shame about Karl. Died of a very strange disease. Suddenly and quite quickly. His brother seemed devastated.
Suddenly, what do you do you have any idea what happened?
To his brother Karl? Yes.
Yes.
You see, Johannes was studying in Nuln. He was at the University of Nuln studying there. The family business wasn't doing well, and so Johannes was brought back to help his brother. Shortly after his brother died, oh, here, let me go find it. And he comes up and pulls in a book. She pulls out a book and, yes, purple tongue. He couldn't breathe anymore. His tongue swelled up so big, was lolling out of his mouth, and it killed him.
Hmm. Well, I know out of character that sounds exactly like a mutation right there, but hmm.
That's right. Here it is. I don't know who wrote this. Karl Tugen is suffering from a strange illness. The physicians have failed to help him, and soon he will die. The demons walk, and he has been taken. That's a strange entry there. Followed by another entry. Karl Tugen died today. His face was purple, his eyes bulged from his head, his tongue hung from his face like a great bloated snake. The mark of chaos is upon him, and upon all of Bogan. I don't know who wrote that either, but yes, he died just 2 years ago.
I'm wondering if the priest can notice any of our looks of concern as he
Yeah.
reads this out.
Yes. You might get more information about what happened to Karl from the Physicians Guild if you so wish.
We do have a physician, but hmm.
And Harball says, I can't really help very much unless I see a body. I've never heard of a disease like that.
Perhaps it was none at all. There's already strange magic afoot. It's so hard to do without just like coming out as crazy. So I'm just like mulling over my head a bunch of different ways to say a bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And also
Yeah.
trying to consider like what could we ask them to do, because I don't know what they could. Like in like real terms of like helping invade a warehouse kind of thing. So yes, let's go to the nerds at the library.
Yes.
A break-in.
Sadly, I don't think there's an order of militants for the
Verena?
Church of
No.
Verena.
No, it actually represents law and order, if anything. So it's often hand in hand with the watch.
Second to last stricture. Combat must be a last resort.
Yeah. Doubtful they're going to be able to help you.
Still, it's potentially worthwhile information.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly confirms what we've already been suspecting. But yeah, purple.
You did not see purple on that guy you were talking to, Durak. The guy with the paisley white skin.
Sure.
Teeth, sharp pointy teeth.
Right, the vampire. Yeah, I already mentioned that. People know.
No purple.
Oh god, imagine if there are two conspiracies that happen to be walking past each other without even realizing.
That would be hilarious, yes.
I mean, I have no conspiracies. I take the world as it is, right? So, I believe that the mayor is a vampire, or a rich eccentric, and that whatever Garrett says.
I mean, if the mayor was a vampire who wasn't also affiliated with Chaos, yeah, pitting the two against each other would actually probably be expeditious.
You're playing Buffy the Vampire Slayer in season 3.
Sadly,
Anyway.
I've never seen that show, but
It's fun.
I'm
okay.
aware of like the general idea.
So let's go ahead and take a break for about 10 minutes. We'll come back at 6:05.
Okay.
And you guys think about what you want to do next. I'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll think about what we've done.
I mean, I only have one thought. Fight to the death.
Right back.
I'm just trying to get there.